Welcome back to my kitchen. Tonight we are making dinner. We're going to be making some shredded chicken nachos with a tomatillo cilantro salsa. So first I'm going to put the chicken in my quick cooker. If you guys don't have one, this is the Pampered Chef version, but if you have an Instapot or anything like that, it will cook things quickly and you can have dinner in a flash. So first thing we're going to do is I just have some taco seasoning that I'm going to season some chicken breast with, and you can be pretty generous. Let's just get that seasoning all over those breasts. And if you prefer thighs, you could do that as well. And these are pretty big breasts. This is going to make a lot of shredded meat, so we'll have leftovers for tacos or anything. So, all right, so I've got that seasoned up, and I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken breast in our quick cooker. Oops, we don't need that in there. So we'll lay those down in the bottom. And with one of these quick cookers, you only need about a cup of liquid as minimum when you're cooking something. So I'm not trying to make taco soup or chicken soup. We just need enough moisture in there for the pressure to cook the chicken. I am using my favorite salsa. This is a green salsa, Tomatillo salsa. You could use regular salsa, like on the border, chunky salsa, anything. Whatever your preference is. So we're just going to pour it right over the chicken. Okay, everybody can see that? All right, let's get this chicken in. And we'll set the timer for about 35 minutes. And hit start. And while that chicken's going, we'll get to start on our Tomatillo cilantro salsa. So to get started on our Tomatillo cilantro salsa, these are the ingredients. You need about 10 to 12 tomatillos, 2 limes, chipotle peppers in adobo sauce, honey, garlic, salt, and a little cilantro. I should say a little salt and lots of cilantro. Okay, so tomatillos, if you've never worked with them, first of all, they're very easy to find. I just get them at the regular grocery store, and they're pretty inexpensive. They come in a husk. I think that's what it's called. That's what I call it anyway. So before using them, you want to make sure that you peel that husk off. And then you just throw that part away. Now the tomatillos do have a little bit of a sticky residue, so don't be alarmed. That's normal. So the first thing we're going to do is just broil our tomatillos to get them roasted. So we'll go ahead and stick these in the oven. I've got my broiler on. We'll let that go for probably about 10 minutes until they start to blacken, and then we'll cut up the rest of our ingredients and get the salsa mixed up. Okay, looks like our tomatillos are just about done. Helps if I get the handle on it. Okay, check that out. See how nice and toasted they are? I've been peeking on them. Sometimes I give them a turn if they're getting too done. But you can see how they burst here. There is nothing better than a roasted vegetable. Roasted tomatillos, roasted bell peppers, roasted zucchini, anything. It's so good. So this is going to go right into our salsa. So I'm just going to drop these in the food processor. Pull. You don't even have to cut them up. Just drop them in here. They're nice and soft like a tomato. And then let's cut up the rest of our vegetables. I'll get this sheet out of the way. Sorry. Okay, so what we've got in for our salsa, we're going to do 2 limes, like I said. We're going to squeeze 2 limes. You probably only need a tablespoon or so. And again, it's up to your choice. All these ingredients, you can put more or less of whatever your favorite ingredient is. Before you juice a lime or any citrus, kind of give it a roll, and that gets the juices flowing. We're going to cut it in half. And squeeze that right, oh, almost dropped it. Squeeze that right in there. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay. This salsa is actually inspired by a Weight Watchers recipe. It's super healthy. The only points for Weight Watchers in here is the honey. So depending on how much you put in, I mean, obviously this is going to make a whole big thing of salsa, so maybe count for 1 point. Oh, if you could smell my kitchen right now, between the chicken and the quick cooker and the tomatillos and this lime juice. Yum. Oh. Okay. We're going to put a little bit of the chipotle peppers in adobo. Now, this is a super, oh, it smells so good. Super smoky flavor. This also gives the salsa a nice kick. I'm trying to get, there's onions in here too, so I want to make sure to get a pepper. Okay, just give that a little bit of a chop. It's going to go in the food processor, so it can be a pretty rough chop. So the more peppers you put in there, the spicier. I think I need a little more of the sauce in there. Okay. Okay. Let's chop some cilantro. Again, pretty rough chop. I always leave the stems on the cilantro, personal preference, but when I make pico de gallo, I use the stems and all. More nutrients. Now, we don't necessarily need all this salsa, all this cilantro in the salsa. We'll save some for our nachos. Okay. So far we have the tomatillos, the chipotle peppers, the lime juice, and cilantro. We're going to give about 1 clove of garlic if you have fresh. Otherwise, you can just give it just a little squeeze in there. You need about maybe a tablespoon of honey or a little less, depending on how spicy you want your salsa. And just a little pinch of salt, and that is too much. Okay. Did I get everything? I think I did. Let's mix this puppy up. This is my little ninja food processor. It's old, but man, is it powerful. I love it. So it's going to be a little noisy for a second. Okay. I think that might be it. Oh yeah. All right. Let me dump that out. I'll pour a little in here so you all can see the beauty in this salsa. Oh yeah. Look at all that. The cilantro, the chipotle peppers, that looks so delicious. This is going to be wonderful on our nachos. As soon as the chicken is done, we'll put everything together. Okay, we're going to finish shredding our chicken here. You can see how much big of a plate that this just 4 chicken breasts make. And look at how easily that shreds. It's so moist and flavorful with that salsa that we had in there. It's just shredding so easily. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I might have to steal a bite. You should always taste everything you cook, because you got to make sure it's good for the family, right? All right. Let me just taste this one last bite. Super moist. Oh yeah, that's where it's at. Okay, I have the oven on 425. and we are going to build our nachos here. So let me get all the goods. My favorite chips are these La Favorita. They're super good. They're hearty chips. They stand up to everything we're going to put on it. So I kind of like to layer my nachos. Sorry it's so loud. Okay. We are going to put the first layer down. And then I am using Colby Monterey Jack shredded cheese, but you can use whatever you like. Pepper jack would be great on this. But I'm going to layer this because we want those bottom chips to have the ooey gooey cheese on it too, right? Okay. Now, some of the toppings that we have, of course, this can be totally up to you. We have jalapenos. Another favorite product of mine is the Bush's Southwestern style pinto beans. Very flavorful. They've got a little jalapenos in there. You can make your own pinto beans if you're so inclined. We've got black olives, the cilantro, and then some of that Tomatillo cilantro salsa that we made earlier. Okay. Now, I knew this bag wasn't going to be enough. This was only about a half a bag, so let me get my next one. We're ready. Okay. We are not messing around with these nachos, guys. This is a big, hearty dinner. Okay. More cheese. Lots of cheese. This is a super quick dinner. You know, I use the quick cooker for the chicken, but if you don't have one, you can put that in the crock pot with a jar of salsa and let it cook all day. Oh man, your house will be smelling like heaven. So you don't have to have fancy tools to do all these recipes. These are real recipes that I use all the time. I'm not making this stuff up. This is like everyday dinner. Okay, so now we're just gonna put some of that chicken around. You can be generous, you can not be generous, but if we're going all out, and since we can't go out to the restaurants, least you can do is make your own homemade good grub, right? Okay. I think that's probably enough chicken. And then we'll add these beans. I'll get a close-up of these. Look at, you can see all those seasonings in there. Look at that. There's some jalapenos. Oh yeah. And I do use a whole can of beans. But again, you know, you can make a smaller portion. This is just for 3 of us. And we'll finish it. I guarantee you. Okay. Okay. Maybe one more spoonful. I don't want to miss any spot. Okay. We'll do half jalapeno because the camera woman over there, Olivia, she doesn't like jalapenos, but we do. These are never that hot anyway. Okay. Let's see. Black olives. Me, the chef, does not like black olives, so they can go on Olivia's half. Okay. We'll do a little bit in the middle for Anton because he likes both. Okay, is that enough, Olivia?
No, you're gonna need more than that.
Okay, well that's it. That's all I got right there. All right, maybe one more sprinkle of cheese. You know, since we might not have enough. I don't measure cheese, in case I haven't said that before. Okay, I think these are ready to go in the oven. That is some loaded nachos. Okay, here we go. And just keep that in the oven until everything's hot and melted through. Nachos are done. Look at that. Right to the table. Let me close the oven. have a production crew to do all that. Okay, so to plate this up, you just dig in. I'll just grab some right out of the, oh man, I got some black olives. That was an accident. Okay, and I do have some, I'm using fat-free plain Greek yogurt. I always do that for sour cream. Little cilantro. And a little of the Tomatillo salsa that we made earlier. And there you have it. Chicken, shredded chicken nachos. Let's grub, guys.